Hello guys, welcome back. This is Review Guys LIT. And today we're talking more about War and Peace. Yeah! This chapter we're focusing on Volume 3, Chapter 17. So this is a continuation of the previous episodes that I've done and all the chapter reviews for this novel. So, in this novel, this one's a little bit more complicated. This gives you a more overview of the battle that's been happening. So during the battle, it goes back to the army's perspective, and in that perspective, you have Bagration, who is the ultimate commander, in charge of the whole of overseeing the battle. And so I guess since Bagration is just basically observing the battle, and for some reason he doesn't really want to deal with Kutsov, because maybe Kutsov is the only one that doesn't agree with all the other commanders, or he has a different opinion. And I guess Bagration just at this point doesn't really want to deal with him anymore. And so since Nicholas, so he ends up talking to Prince Dolokhov. And so Prince Dolokhov, who just got a new adjutant, and that adjutant is a Groff. And so he talks to Dolokhov about it, and Dolokhov talks about that he should send a messenger to relay some orders to Kutsov. And so the messenger ends up being Nicholas Rostov. And so Nicholas, he's very excited about this, and I guess he's happy to deliver a message to Kutsov. And so Nicholas ends up riding all the way to Kutsov. And so how he does that, since the weather is very foggy, and the amount of travel time that he takes to deliver the message will probably be a really long time. And if you have a map, the battle takes place around Prexin village, and in Prexin village, the amount of troops that have been stationed there, and Kutsov's party, so the distance between Prexin village and where Bagration is, that distance is about 6 miles. And so right now I don't really know what the current location of Bagration and his troops are, and what his place is, but that's the amount of travel time. And so Nicholas has to ride all the way there and to meet Kutsov. And so that would take a really long time. So it'll probably take like a day to fully reach Kutsov's army. And so Nicholas, he rides out, and when he's riding out, he sees lots of surroundings around him. So he sees lots of things around him, and so he sees lots of battles going on. Everybody attacking with their muskets, and each of them firing many shots, and he basically he rides around in the midst of the battle, trying to avoid all these avoid all the major skirmishes. And so he tries to go go. So while he's riding around, he meets his own cavalry forces, and his own cavalry forces, while they're busy attacking the French forces, he finds an opening and ends up trying to he finds that opening, and he just goes through that. And so while the Allied forces are busy attacking, he meets Boris. So since Boris is his friend, Nicholas asks about what the battle situation is, and Boris tells him that currently Nicholas the army that Nicholas is in is winning in the cavalry forces, although they're winning. The majority of the cavalry horses have been decreasing by a lot, and most of them are pretty much dead. But they did manage to overtake the French, and so Boris happily explains that to Rostov, and Nicholas is very amazed about this too, and so he wants to hurry up and deliver this message, and so but also he doesn't know where exactly he needs to go, and so he asks Boris for some directions, and I guess because of the weather and all the fog, it's kind of hard to tell which troops are your troops. So when Nicholas is riding around, he has to find people to tell him which way to go, and and the amount of troops that are in the front line is really hard to tell, but Nicholas, since he finds Boris tells him that, and where to go, and so Nicholas takes that chance. He runs past all of his allies, and ends up riding around all the way to another battlefield, and in that battlefield, is very chaotic, and just everybody is firing at each other, and nobody knows exactly what is going on, who's shooting who, and Nicholas, he's confused. He doesn't know what exactly is going on. He can't tell allies from enemies, and for that fact, he almost crashes into another horse, which is another of his allies' forces, and that allies' force is built much tougher than him, so you must think it's probably one of the Austrian or Russian troops. But the fact is, while he's going there, that soldier compared to him he's basically very weak. And if someone were to punch him, he would instantly die. That kind of feeling. So Nicholas shrugs it off, and he continues his journey. And so when he finally gets to where Kutsov is, while he's finally gets to where Kutsov is, he hopes that he can find Kutsov, but actually, since Kutsov is not really participating much, and there's only the part where Kutsov is supposed to be here doesn't actually end up being here, or it just Nicholas can't really tell if Kutsov is really at the Prexin village or not. And so Nicholas, he just runs through and sends through, and while he's riding around, he almost feels like he's gotten to that point. He's gotten to his destination, but it's really hard to tell. And so Nicholas is just even more confused. He doesn't even know what to do at this point. And Nicholas, who just hears a bunch of random noises and gunshots, just pretty mind blown. And so the mind blown. And so he, when he finally meets someone, ends up meeting one of his allies, or meets one of the allies' soldiers. That soldier tells him the current situation, and that he doesn't know what's happening, and he doesn't know if the Russians and Austrians are winning or the French is winning. Nobody can tell. No. And I think I probably already said that, but nobody can tell. And the Russian and when it comes to a point, that's the point. So Nicholas, he runs around. He ends up finding more soldiers, and he hears more voices, and one of them is in German. And so then he sees more and more of Allied soldiers, and basically the Germans and Russians have been fighting each other. And Nicholas is that when he realizes this at this point, it takes him a